The idea is that it keeps building on each other like steps of a pyramid. And eventually when they get to the top, they're ready for that really, that real first experience in harmony singing as we typically think of it.
Skipping stones.
So my work with the Ithaca Children and Youth Chorus has been a big part of why I wanted to write Harmony Handbook, because I have found that the stages of getting from unison singing all the way to two-part singing, there's a lot of stops in between. And often one of the most common mistakes that people make is they jump right to the end when what they need to do is build those fundamentals first.
Surface of the lake they'll ride. Ripple, ripple, ripple.
So this book is intended to be a resource as people are really learning to build the ears and voices of young singers. It is meant to help them learn rehearsal techniques, warm-ups, and ways of working with pieces that help support the development of aural skills and harmony singing. So the idea with Harmony Handbook is to help teachers address the skills that will help them move on to more difficult repertoire as time goes. So if they find that they're struggling with rounds and canons, they can back up a step and say work on echo songs and call and response. So as they develop those skills, then they become ready to move on to more complicated harmony. So the idea is that it keeps building on each other like steps of a pyramid. And eventually when they get to the top, they're ready for that real first experience in harmony singing as we typically think of it.
Far away. Skipping stones.
So Andy Beck, our choral and classroom editor, and I consulted about what songs we felt fit best with each of the concepts. And we're really, really intentional to make sure that we don't get ahead of ourselves developmentally. So the songs are taken from the existing Alfred catalog, which is great because you may already have had some experience with them. But now we've got rehearsal plans that are really targeted at the concepts that each of those songs introduces.
Glide, watch it glide. Skipping stones.
Yes, we actually have a 5-step sequence that is part of Harmony Handbook and part of the conception. So we have a chapter on unison singing and about principles that go into good unison singing. Then we move on to echo songs and call and response songs, which encourage more listening between groups. And next, rounds and canons, which then allow singers to develop that two-way hearing where they're both singing a melody and also having to listen to the layers of the melody stacked upon itself, forming harmony. Then partner songs, which develop independent harmony skills. So it's an extension of what we're doing in rounds and canons. And finally, two-part harmony, where we're moving together in parallel in what most people think of as harmony singing, homophonic rhythm, where we are moving at the same pace.
Far away, far away. Skipping
I think what excites me the most is helping people really understand how singers come to hear and be able to sing effectively. And it's one of those things that just takes time. And sometimes we're not intentional about the way we unpack those skills. So my hope is that people will be able to use it in their programs that helps them find that next stage in a smooth and connected way.